Hello, I'm Damian Rowe, and welcome to another part of Gore Screaming Show. Let's continue! Okay, so we are continuing where Yoshiki is about to have a showdown with Yuka. I don't know how he knows she's there. Can he sense her? Or like Gore? I wonder how he knows she's there. Hey, I've been looking for you. So he's met her before, that's why he thought it's Yukari. Is she like immortal or some shit? Huh. We met once again after all this time. We met again after all this time, and you can't even manage a hello? This is why I can't stand this spoiled child. That's rich, coming from you. It's Yuka. She glares at Yoshiki, menacingly, raising her small shoulders. You're a pest, you know that? An obnoxious pest. Why did you track me all the way here? I'll admit, finding you after you gave me the slip was pretty hard, but I didn't expect you to come here. Always in the last place you look. Isn't that right? I don't know, and I don't care how hard things were for you. On closer inspection, it becomes clear why Yuka doesn't mind rain. It's because she isn't wet at all. Oh, so Gore really is invisible. It's like her body is coated by a thin membrane. All the droplets falling around her vanish, like they're swallowed by some kind of invisible crack. Are the raindrops avoiding her? Are they fleeing from her in fright? The sight is so strange, one can only assume it's one or the other. But neither Yuka or Yoshiki pay any heed to that. Yoshiki stands in the downpour, soaked to his bones. In direct opposite to him, Yuka stands like a small queen, as prim and smug as she is dry. The strange showdown occurs in the middle of a silent neighborhood. Roughly 5 meters separates the two. Gripping the pendant at his chest, Yoshiki speaks with gravitas. Bring it out. Bring out your monster. He has some big tits. What the fuck, boy? That's some double D's right there. Yuka's lips curl up into a vicious smile. The moment she glares up at Yoshiki's face, a black cloud congeals behind her. Yahoo! It's sure been a while. Oh yes, it has. Ugly as ever, aren't you? Gore's body stretches like rubber. In mere moments, his face is right in Yoshiki's. Yoshiki tears the pendant from his neck and thrusts it at Gore. Gore's body suddenly warps. It curls up into a ball and bounces like rubber far behind Yuka. Yuka furrows her brow. Not even sparing a look at Gore, who's been thrown into the ground. Yoshiki rushes at Yuka, rainwater splashing into the air all around him. Oh, he looks insane. As he lunges towards her, he pulls something from his pocket, a black, glistening pistol. Without any hesitation, he puts the muzzle to Yuka's small head and... Suddenly, a long arm cloaked in black firmly grabs Yoshiki's left arm, the one holding the gun. The muzzle jerks away from Yuka's head, now aiming at the sky instead. Smoke rises from the muzzle, trailing upwards before vanishing. What just happened? The arm isn't connected to anyone's body. Instead, it extends from a puddle under Yoshiki's feet, the surface of which dances from the raindrops crashing against it. That was close. The voice is muffled. The puddle ripples and froths as if it's boiling. Why don't they have several people just like going at it? Like, he should hide some sniper or some shit somewhere. A black image forms across the water's wavering surface. The image gains some depth, breaks the surface, and swells up into a round shape. A shoulder and neck appear, then Gore's mask. It's a strange, impossible sight. There can't possibly be a hole under the puddle, and yet a grown man emerges from it. As if he sprouted from the ground, that's the only way to put it. And yet, none of those present betray the slightest hint of the surprise. The tips of Gore's legs pop out with gravity-defying movements. In the same moment, Yoshiki's body is sent flying back. With a dull thud, he slams against the telephone pole, sending his sunglasses flying. His limp body slumps down to the wet concrete. Gore's body wobbles, bobbing up and down as he sneers. That's payback. Payback is what it is. Gotta punish bad boys like you. It's only right. Why did you get knocked back like that? I don't know. I don't. He had something in his right hand. Yuka takes a step forward. Was Sayumi his... was it wife? Did she kill Sayumi or something? Won't you just leave me alone already? I'm looking for Hikun right now. I don't care about Sayumi anymore. I mean, Sayumi's long dead already. Who cares at this point? Who cares? Yoshiki slowly raises his head. Stop being so stubborn. What, do you want to die that badly? You're being stupid. What's the point of letting the dead drag you down for so long? Just forget about her already. You're not the one to say that. You killed Sayumi. Yuka shrugs, heaving a theatrical sigh. You really are a pest. Won't you die already? Only after I bury you, murderer. What was Jinno's name? Jinno Kyoji. So who is Hikun? Huh? Oh, come on. I don't want to die yet, though. I could do a favor and snap you out after I'm done killing Hikun, though. Yoshiki lifts his arm, trying to line up another shot from his gun. But everything past his elbow dangles powerlessly towards the ground. Look at your arm. It's bent all around. That's hilarious. Yoshiki fumbles with his weapon, trying to put it into his right hand, but before he can, Gore picks Yuka up. He dances with gamboling steps, feeling to let Yoshiki draw a bead on them as Yuka lets out a loud laugh. You know what, Gore? Let's just kill him right now. Eat him up from the head. Don't wanna. Men taste like crap, cause they're crappy. Yoshiki somehow manages to lift the gun in his right arm. Yoshiki somehow manages to lift the gun in his right hand and aims it at Yuka. Gore dodges with erratic hops in all directions. Yoshiki's shot only gouges into a nearby concrete wall, sending fragments of it bouncing across the road. Picky eaters get a scalding. A scolding? You're gonna scold me. Well, that's a pickle indeed. With Yuka still in his arms, Gore frantically shakes his head. Yoshiki fires another shot, then another, the recoil smashing his shoulder into the wall he's leaning against. Soon enough, the fragrance of the rain is infused with the smell of gunpowder smoke. Oh, he looks desperate now. One shot grazes Gore sighed, blasting a hole in the telephone pole. The next one pierces his abdomen, or so it seems. But the black cloth that only flutters ever so slightly as Gore lightly hops away, seemingly unscathed. Yoshiki clicks his tongue in frustration. Maybe just a little lick. Maybe I should. Maybe he'll turn out tastier than you thought. Just try it. But his right hand is in the way. It's getting in my way. Right, let's have you start by doing something about his arm. Yuka lightly lands on the ground, cocking her head with a cherubic smile. Give me the thing you're holding in your right hand. If you do, I'll give you a quick death. It's really pouring outside. I'll just get wet again if I go out now. At least this time you'll have an umbrella. You can warm yourself up as soon as you get home. What? Wait, what? Can they not? Wait. Kyoji said something about the man standing outside. Is he not watching him? Standing outside. Did he just look there to see Yoshiki in the rain and was like, okay, and just carry on? What? What is going on? They're outside? You too, Kyoji, and come on, you didn't have to walk me back. Akane frowns. After the shower, Akane spent an hour or so chatting with Yamiko while her wet clothes dried out. Now Kyoji is walking her home. What? What? What is this pacing? What? Isn't there literally a battle happening outside? Or did the battle finish? Did Yoshiki fucking die? What is going on? Take all you want, but I can't let you go home alone. Not after what happened yesterday. Did Kyoji literally just look out the window, be like, huh, okay, and just carry on? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is this pacing? Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. Genuinely bad. But you'll just get wet again, Kyoji. I'll be fine. I'll just hop in the shower when I get back to my apartment. It's got all the modern conveniences. Well, excuse me for having an old-fashioned bath. Hey, cut it out. Stop waving an umbrella. You're splashing water all over me. What's a little water, huh? What's that about your modern conveniences? The two laugh, strolling around the corner, only to suddenly bump into a man. Is Yoshiki cradling his left arm? He shouts at them. Just run and don't look back. What are you saying all of the? Before Yoshiki can stop him, Kyoji looks behind the man. Kyoji gulps audibly before shouting. What are you doing here? Why are you here? What did you come here for? Yuka and Gore, a waist behind Yoshiki, stop abruptly in their tracks. Yuka's gaze immediately locks in onto Kyoji. No questions, just run. Yoshiki shoves Kyoji away with his shoulder. He throws himself between Kyoji, by extension Akane, is frozen in place behind him, and Yuka. Kyoji shouts over Yoshiki's shoulder. Either this was very badly translated or this game is just not making any fucking sense at all. But I mean, with some of the translations happening, I think it might have been the translation that shit. I'm too far away, it's slipping out my ear. No, I won't. What were you thinking yesterday, you little... Stay out of this! Shiki sharply snaps at him. Let's go, Gore. Yuka suddenly turns around. Wait, you... Yuka and Gore's contours face into the darkness, as if the falling rain has settled into a shimmering layer over them. And then they melt away, vanishing just like they did the day before. They vanish. They truly vanished. What they saw yesterday was real. Are they actually dreaming now too? Kyoji fearfully looks at the other two. Akane's eyes are wide with shock. She looks as frightened as Kyoji feels. But Yoshiki only stares silently at the space where Gore and Yuka once were. As calm as Yoshiki looks, Kyoji knows he must have also seen them vanish into thin air. It's a thing they do. I guess you two ended up saving me. The moment that whisper leaves his lips, Yoshiki collapses on the spot. Yatsu-san, your arm! Akane screams, which finally draws Kyoji's attention to Yoshiki's ruined arm. His left forearm is bent at an unnatural angle below the elbow. Kyoji furrows his brow. How did that happen? It's nothing serious, Bessie. You just got your shit wrecked. That's bullshit. Did they do this to you? Yoshiki says nodding. He looks like a ghost as he unsteadily rises to his feet. But in the end, he sinks back down against the wall. So is Yoshiki just a human who's trying to fight these two supernatural beings because they killed his wife or whatever? Sorry, but could you break that branch over there? He uses his good arm to point at a thick branch extending from a nearby house's garden. Would you answer my question first? I ask you, if they did this to you? Kyoji is so outraged, he looks as if he's about to stop his feet. Yoshiki only looks up at him calmly. Yeah, now you know. So go and snap that branch off for me already. Kyoji bites his lips, but then does as he's told, snapping off the branch. Break off all those twigs. Good. Now you're done, give them to me. So Kyoji hands him the branches. Yoshiki then looks up at Akane. I'm sorry, but do you have a handkerchief or something you could give me? Ideally, something you won't need back. Yeah, I do. Akane holds out a handkerchief, which Yoshiki takes with his right hand. He bites into the cloth, tearing it with his teeth. Sorry, I'll get you a new one once everything settles down. Well, not that I can make promises at a time like this. No, it's fine. Yoshiki places the branch Kyoji gave him on top of his legs before using the right hand to grab the wrist of his injured arm. His expression turns grim. Something that might be described as superhuman willpower radiates from him. Hey, what are you trying to... But then an indescribable dull sound fills Kyoji's ears. Akane lets out a muffled yelp. Yoshiki has set his broken arm down on its proper position though the act has left him hanging his head and biting his lip in pain. Why did he need the branches? And the handkerchief? Kyoji isn't sure what to say to him. As he hesitates, Yoshiki looks up at him, his face restoring its usual expressionless calm. Is it to hold it in place? Now, wrap that cloth around my hands with the branches and twigs. Tight. Yeah. Yoshiki's breathing comes in shallow gasps now, but his attitude is still as arrogant and indomitable as it was when he and Kyoji first met. Kyoji hands the umbrella to Akane so he can help Yoshiki as he asks of him. Kyoji hands the umbrella to Akane so he can help Yoshiki as he asks of him. He braces the branch and twigs across Yoshiki's arm, tying it all together while Akane holds the umbrella over them. Hey, tell me what happened. Did those two do this to you? It looks terrible. Kyoji bites his lip. It's infuriating. You know what happened, but why does Yuka always have to be so horrible to people? Didn't you hear the gunshots? Akane and Kyoji shake their heads. The fuck were you doing? Gunshots? No, wait, don't tell me they shot you. No, I shot them. Kyoji realizes now that there's a bulge on the left side of Yoshiki's coat. It looks like a character from a movie. Why do you have a gun? Because I need it. Yoshiki's words are as curt as ever. So Kyoji finishes splinting Yoshiki's arm. The man immediately gets to his feet, then gives Kyoji an intense stare. I'm warning you one last time. Stay away from Yukari. He then turns on his heel and stalks away with heavy steps. Hey, hold up. What? Where are you going? Where do you think you're going with your fucking hand like that? Let Yumeko will know I won't be coming home today, but don't tell her anything. Oh, Yoshiki, you are less likable now. You're just a dumbass. Just like Kyoji. It's still raining. Yoshiki's withdrawing figure grows smaller and smaller. Don't tell me you're not going to the hospital. You can't just leave your arm like that. Kyoji takes a step towards Yoshiki. You can't do that. You can't do that to your arm. Not when you can play the guitar like that. For the first time, Yoshiki's steps pause. Just forget whatever you're doing and go to the hospital. I don't know what you're up to, but please. Last night, Kyoji, it was just a little bit, but he was happy to hear someone play like that in front of him. Yoshiki is the first one he's personally know who can play like that. Yoshiki cracks a tired smile. I'm not anywhere near as good as you think. But I'll teach you a bit when I get home. Yoshiki once again turns his head on Kyoji. Kyoji can tell there's no point in chasing after him at this point. Yoshiki didn't come home that night, just like he said. When Kyoji gives Yamiko Yoshiki's message, she's visibly pouting. And after I splurge on dinner, what's his problem? Said dinner is just some pizza. Kyoji suddenly shoves it into his mouth. According to Yamiko, she agreed that Yoshiki could stay at her place in exchange for his cooking. But the way things are going now, he won't be able to keep up his end of the bargain. When Kyoji returns to his room, he's realized he's got a text from Akane. I'm worried. I wonder what happened to Yatsusa-san after all that. I'm too worried to sleep, so I figured I'd text you. What are you doing right now, Kyoji? Actually, with like the way Japanese people speak, like they sometimes say the first name or the second name based on like how close you are to the person or like how little you think of them. I would be so fucked if I was in Japan with all of my memory issues, because now here mostly people call you by your first name if it's not in a very formal setting like at the hospital or your manager or something. Like they mostly call you with your first name, and it's hard for me to even remember people's first names, so I can be like, Ayo Bob, hello, like I forget the first names. So if people were calling them with both names at once, I would just genuinely not know who the fuck they're talking about 90% of the time, because I would remember either none of them or one of them at most. So that would be such a mess. That would be I mean, even now people use both, because like at the job I'm working now, the manager uses the surname, but wait, which one was the last name and first name? So the manager uses the last name, while people around use the first name. So sometimes when I hear somebody's last name, I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, I just don't remember. That'd be so... oh. He can't sleep either. Everything that happened is swelling in his mind. Ishiki's broken arm, his gun, Gore and Yuka leaving the scene. Kyoji sighs deeply. He sinks into the bed and squeezes his eyes shut. His mind can't keep up with what's going on around him. Just what in the world is happening? Feels like I've been asking myself the question way too much lately. A week. He smiles wryly to himself. Why are you smiling? Thinking about things that makes it all a bit easier to swallow. If it helps you, I guess. Yeah, in the end, he can't make heads or tails of any of this. Maybe Yoshiki came home after all. Full of hope, Kyoji makes his way to the living room, but Yoshiki is nowhere to be seen. Tell me you like him? That was quick. Good morning, Kyo-chan. Morning. I figured I'd go out today. Alright, I might be out when you get home from school, so don't forget to get your key, okay? Okay. Let's go, Kyoji. Akane comes to pick him up with a glum look on her face. The conversation keeps trailing off. Oh, you know what happened yesterday? Masaru said. She used to talk to him with a smile every now and then, but that expression always wanes into a frown soon enough. Even Kyoji can tell she's trying to put up a cheerful front. He wishes he could answer her efforts in kind, but he can't. He keeps thinking back to how Yoshiki looked yesterday. What could possibly drive him to go that far? The situation seems so bizarre. I'm sorry guys, I have to put my leg differently because it hurts. Kyoji can't imagine living like that. That vision of Yoshiki is burnt into Kyoji's mind. You might soon be living like that because I have seen some CGs and... oh boy. It looked like Yuka went after him. He told Kyoji to stay out of it. Just what happened between them? Just who is Yuka? How old is Yuka? That question continues to haunt Kyoji during class. It feels his fault even while they're trying sprinting races in gym class. As he waits his turn, his thoughts keep turning back to Yuka. Up until now, he's been telling himself that he must have just been a misunderstanding or overthinking something, but things have gotten to the point where he can't blow it off anymore. Maybe the start of these strange events was on his first day back in Kurahito, when he got lost on a road he thought he has been familiar with. That day, he found himself in front of Nishimori Shrine, just below Yuka's residence. She appeared out of nowhere, then vanished in the blink of an eye. At the time, Kyoji thought she was just some kind of illusion. That was the only reasonable explanation he could come up with. So that probably wasn't an illusion after all. But if that's the case, what are Yuka and Gore? They appear and disappear so suddenly, no ordinary person can do that. He has to conclude that they're not ordinary people. Wow, Kyoji, your brain is really working overtime. Kyoji grimaces. But if they're not ordinary people, what are they? Kyoji, what's with you? Huh? You've been zoning out all morning. What, did you have another fight with Kazuyagi? No, that's not it. Seeing Shinta smile his carefree smile and tilt his head in that quizzical way of his makes Kyoji unsure where he actually is right now. This is reality. What happened yesterday was a dream. Nah, things would be so much easier if he could actually convince himself that. But that familiar world feels far away from his, like it's been cut off. Or maybe he's the one who's been cutting it off from the world. A gentle breeze blows by, stirring the branches. The schoolyard is alive with the voices of the students, the sound of a ball being kicked about, and the teacher blowing off a whistle. Yesterday, I made a sprint for a fractured arm and performed first aid on a man with a gun. Koji tries to recount the facts and nothing else, but putting it that way just makes it sound so trivial. You can already hear Shinta asking him, "So what?" Scent and chill of the rain, the dull sound of Yoshiki getting his bones back into place. Vivid memories of those things linger in Kyoji's heart. That scene was so raw that this peaceful one feels ephemeral, even fake by comparison. What's gotten into you? You're acting weird. What, do I have something stuck on my face? Shinta furrows his brows, looking unsettled. He didn't mean to stare at Shinta, but it seems he ended up doing as his thoughts wandered off. No, there's nothing on your face. Kichi shakes his head and fixes his gaze forward. He can't bring himself to talk about it right now. Shinta simply shrugs and turns his eyes to the track. God, I'm getting so tired. Yeah, I need a break, but I haven't been recording for long. Until it gets to the next scene. Ah, there, Kazuyagi. The girls are running hurdles, it seems. Kazuyagi swings her limbs around. It looks like she's warming up. Should she really be doing this with a sprained ankle? No, she shouldn't. She should not be walking, running, or anything. But knowing Akane, she probably thinks some exercise might help her perk up. How does she feel about what happened yesterday? She texted him about Yoshiki last night, but this morning she didn't mention anything about it. Well, he could see how maybe the moon might have made her feel hesitant to talk to him about it. Maybe she's afraid too. That thought crosses his mind. Maybe she feels the same sense of loss he does. Maybe she's also come to the strange realization that it is in fact reality. That what they thought was reality is in fact a lie. Oh, why am I getting so tired? Maybe she's anxious that talking about it will make the other side feel more real instead. And so she holds her tongue. Akane hops on her long, slender legs. When teacher blows the whistle, she bolts nimbly into the lead. You wouldn't believe she just hurt her ankle. As a teacher, knowing she hurt her ankle, you should stop her from running. Her hair trails after her in the wind. With spring-like movement, Akane hops over the first hurdle, then the second, then the third. Koji narrows his eyes. The sight is an odd relief somehow. Akane's movements are so effortless, there's a natural grace to them. Her legs move briskly, a fourth hurdle, a fifth. She runs, gliding through the air, just the right height to crest each hurdle. Shinta gives Koji a smirk. Kyoji, stop squawking at her. Let's go, it's our turn. Huh? I'm not gawking. Retorts reflexively, taken by surprise, but the moment he does, he hears a loud crash from behind. When he looks again, two of the hurdles in Nakano have formed a heap. She clutches her leg, clearly in pain. Duh. She's so stupid. She probably pushed her leg too far before it healed. A sprain takes a while to heal. Kyoji immediately hurries to her side. Thing is, I just don't have any feelings of empathy towards these characters because they're stupid and they're doing stuff almost on purpose to make everything as bad as it possibly can be. So I genuinely just want to get as quickly to the part where they start dying and start suffering, which shouldn't be a thing in a game like this, but I sure want to. Koji immediately hurries to her side. The PE teacher, who's got there first, is already examining her leg. Akane's face is as white as a sheet. Don't worry, you're all fine. You just scraped a little, it doesn't look sprained. Akane doesn't seem to hear a word the teacher's saying. Did she see Gore? Akane, are you alright? She reacts to Kyoji's voice and slowly looks up. Her lips are pale. Kyoji? What's wrong? Oh, Yuka! I saw her. She was there. She holds up a finger which shakes so violently it's almost impossible to see where she's pointing. It looks like the corner of the school building. Kyoji turns towards it. Akane's feeble voice reaches his ears. They can go wherever they want? It should not surprise you. They can go to inside of your house. You know that, Akane? They can be watching you sleep. Why are Yuka-chan and that monster at school? Kyoji bites his lips and runs off in pursuit. What are you gonna do? Oi, Kyoji! He hears Shin to call out to him from behind, but he doesn't stop. For one brief moment, he can see that familiar black clock flopping around the corner of the school building. Where are they at school? No, more importantly, did someone rip that mask off his face? Kyoji turns around the corner of the U-shaped building. It's the same spot where he once got into a brawl with Tadashima. There's no one there. They might be there, they're just hiding. He looks around. All he sees are sunburned ginkgo trees. Back of the school annex is silent and empty. So anticlimactic, Kyoji feels all the tension drained from his body. It's just as serene here as in the schoolyard. In fact, it's quieter than usual. Too quiet. The fact class is still in session is certainly a factor, but it's so silent it almost makes Kyoji's ears buzz. If he goes a bit down the fence from there, he'll reach the back gate. Maybe the two of them left through there. Maybe Akane was mistaken to begin with. You literally said you saw the flap of Gore's cloak. It did seem like Gore scared her. If Kyoji thinks about it rationally, she might be so frightened of him she's starting to see him all over the place. But Kyoji walks on towards the back, only to immediately gulp. Are you looking for someone? Perhaps searching for somebody you are. Something colder than ice calls around his neck. Ooh. A stench sears his nostrils. He can't tell exactly what it is, only that it's disgusting. Something sticky clings to his back as a voice like grainy metal speaks into his ear. Did he touch him with his dick? Does what you're looking for happen to be one pretty cute and very sexy Gore-kun? Kyoji thrashes, trying to shake him off. Throws a kick behind him, but it only slices through the air as Gore takes a long leap backwards. A good real kick and real mighty kick. It's rich and flavorful and has a real bite to it. It's got a real kick to it. Too bad I missed though. Yuka peers out from behind Gore and waves briskly at Kyoji. Don't fuck with me. Will his words leave his throat in a menacing growl? Chills still run down his spine. When Gore clung to his body, it felt as though all his blood had drained into his feet. He imagines that must be what it feels like to be sent plunging into an abyss. No, it's more like he's being dropped naked into a pile of worms or snakes. It's just something like clinging to every inch of his body all over. That visceral feeling of disgust and revulsion resonates on an instinctual level, as though he were enshrouded in the darkness of ancient times, for the existence of light, then forced to endure the rancid breath of some ravenous predator. This is such a shit description. He wants nothing more than to curl up right there and release all his despair with a scream. Yet Kyoji restrains his impulses, desperately keeping up his brave front. What are you two doing here? His voice is trembling, but it's the best he can manage. Gore hops up and down energetically. No point hiding it, no point at all. Your voices are shaking, your body's quivering, you're shivering. As irritating as Gore's laughter is, Sheer terror it makes Kyoji feel is far more intense. Makes Kyoji want to turn around and run for his life. But he feels like betraying his fear now would be tantamount to admitting defeat. Why does he have to feel so terribly afraid of this ridiculous man? It's as if the terror of yesterday's illusion, if you can even still call it that, still binds his body and spirit. That realization only serves to make his anger flare up instead. No, he doesn't like that idea at all. You can't let a guy like this break his spirit. What did you come here for, you freaks? He clenches his fist and shouts loudly and deliberately, forcing his voice from the pit of his stomach, helps steel his nerves a little. That again? You keep asking the same questions, Kyoji. I'm getting bored of you. Very bored, super bored. Girls like a guy with variety. The spice of life. Shut up and stop fucking with me. I'm not. I told you already. I just came here to see you. What? Is that not allowed? It seems like they're going in circles, so Kyoji rephrases the question. What did you do to him? What did I do to whom? To who? To whom? To whom? I said stop making fun of me. What did you do to him? To Yatsuse-san. Oh, you mean Yoshiki? The way Yuka casually calls him by his given name makes it sound like he's nothing but a baby compared to her. She curls her lips up into a smug smirk. Oh, whatever did I do with him? You wanna know? How come? The moment she asks him that question, all the terror he somehow manages to suppress until now feels like it's creeping up from behind him. It violently washes over his body, making him shiver. Yuka looks at him, curiously cocking her head, and takes a step forward. Huh? What's wrong? You look a little green around the gills. Green indeed, as green as a summer meadow, green as a deep blue sea. Stay back. It's not alright. Yoshiki, with his great guitar skills and eternally wisecracking expression, is definitely not alright. Kyoji? I said stay away from me! Slaps away Yuka's extended hand. For a moment, Yuka looks a little hurt. It makes Kyoji falter for a moment. But then another girl's face flashes through his mind. His next word leaves his mouth on their own. If you lay a hand on Akane, I'll never forgive you. So never show your face in front of me or Akane again. You got that? The face was Akane's, full of fear in the schoolyard. Whenever she gets involved with these two, she gets hurt. For one long moment, Yuka silently stares at Kyoji's face before she heaves a deep sigh. She then starts curling her finger around the strands of her long, wavy hair, toying with it. Akane, she must be real important to you. Her mocking tone causes a burning blush to wash over Kyoji's cheeks. So what if I do? Such a downer. Huh? He jolts. Yuka muttering the words in a low, almost inaudible voice, as if her whisper is only directed at herself. Kyoji can only just barely hear her. But the moment he does, it feels like all the sound completely drains from this already silent place. What are you thinking? Go on, say it. Tell me what you're thinking. If you do anything to Akane, I'll never forgive you. I'll kill you if it's the last thing I do. Kyoji aggressively snaps at her, but Yuka simply continues to smile with those bottomless eyes of hers. She then turns her back on Kyoji with the air of a child throwing away a toy she's gotten bored of. Go, we're going home. Yuka, floating above the ground, follows Gore. Floating above the ground? His black mantle flaps in his wake. Hey, hold up! Wait, I said wait! Kyoji starts to chase after them. So first you were like, get away from me. Then you were like, don't you dare fucking me, see, touch me or Akane, and now we're just like, no, come back. Yeah, you're really a child, aren't you? Finger of his outstretched hand come within mere millimeters of Yuka's slender shoulder. That's as far as they get. Didn't you want to take off Gore's mask? Wasn't that the main objective of you running after them right now? Didn't do shit. What? Kyuji tenses and stops in his tracks. A black shadow has cut between him and Yuka. Take off his mask. Go imposing looks down on Kyuji with colorless, dim, plastic-like eyes. Some part of Kyuji feels as though he could spit a defiant question at Gore. But Kyuji can only stand frozen in place, speechless. Feels like he's been cast into deep darkness, as if he's still trapped in that bomb shelter with Akane. No, as if he has been cast into an even deeper and more unfathomable darkness. As Kyuji stands rooted in place, Gore stares for some time before his lips lift into a smile. He then turns around and follows after Yuka. Two of them turn past the corner of the building and disappear. How long has Kyuji been standing there? He's petrified. The most intense fear he's ever felt in his life keeps his limbs bound and his body rooted in place. Has nobody run after Kyuji? He hears a bird's distant chirping from a nearby treetop. As that sound reaches his ear, a slight breeze blows past. It makes Kyuji realize his body is wet with cold sweat. God damn it! Apparently he's been holding his breath this whole time too. That curse slips from his lips as he lets all the stale air out from his lungs. God damn it, those two. He's terribly vexed. All it took for that ridiculous creature to utterly petrify him was to glare at him. His cowardice frustrates him to no end. He kicks the ground twice, then a third time for good measure. You are so unlikable. You are so childish. I'm genuinely starting to have doubts about this game. Like, is this game even good? In like, there's so many good reviews about Gore Screaming Show and it's quite popular. So I'm genuinely like surprised, like, is it really just this bad? Like, this just isn't a good game, I'll be honest with you, it isn't. At least the translation isn't. Like, if this is the translation's fault, then fuck the translators, they did such a terrible job. But like, this game is, I'm just genuinely not having fun. At all. I've been playing this for like over 20 hours. And there was only one time that I was like, ew. When they were walking with Akane, and he was like, what if I say something and a different voice responds? That was genuinely the only single line that was good from this whole fucking game up until now. And that is sad because I've been playing it for a while. But I know visual novels are long, and until you get to the good juicy stuff, it takes several fucking hours. So I'm praying once it gets to the like gore that it'll be very descriptive, because people have said that it's quite descriptive, so I'm hoping it's as descriptive in the translation as it is in the original. He then throws a dirty glance in the direction of the exit. He knows that it's impossible to win a fight with a broken spirit. Yoshiki stood up to them, even with a broken hand. Plus he knows where they live. Yoshiki probably went straight to that mansion. Could Koji really just sit on his hands, knowing that? Is he going to just sit there and let those two walk all over him? Sit nowhere, mark my words. Okay, sweetheart. As you say. Koji growls ferociously. You are a small, weak child. Yeah, I'm gonna end this because I'm just frustrated. Like, I genuinely just hope it's the translation that's being really shit right now, because if not, do people genuinely have such bad taste that they like a game like this? I've been playing this for so fucking long. God damn it. Well, that's that. So, yeah, hope you are enjoying this more than I am, because this is literally breaking my soul. This is hurting me. I just want to at least get to one ending and to determine if I want to keep playing the game. And I hope it's like a really bad, gory ending, so it can help me with the decision. Because right now I just genuinely dislike both of the characters. Yuka is kind of nice, but there's not much to her character yet. And Gore is just... there's just nothing really about him apart from the fact that he has a tentacle. And that seems nasty, but like... at the start, he was really menacing when you could just see like a bit of his face. Like, the first showing of him was very impactful, but now it's just like, oh yeah, that's just him. He kind of ugly. That's it. So yeah, it's especially because the description that keeps happening is just not that good. Like, the description of Kyoji being so scared and like shaking and stuff is just turning me off. Like, it's just making me be like, okay, you're scared. Can we just move past the walls of text about how you're scared of Go? Like, okay, I get it. Like, come on, give me something new to work with apart from those mediocre descriptions of how scared you are, because we know you're scared. It's yeah, but like, can you give us some more? Yeah, this is draining me. Let's keep on fighting till the ending, and I'm just praying the ending is so worth it that I will happily play through this godforsaken game yet again, because I've seen some CGs for the ending, and I remember one CG in particular with Akane that was quite gruesome, and it made me want to throw up. So if I get that, it's great. Like, the more it will just place itself in my brain, and the more I will think about it, the better for me. Like, I want something impactful from this game. I want whatever the fuck was going on there, very descriptive. So yeah, I'll see about that. Thank you, and bye bye.